Hi, welcome to the Scoop build.
Yep.
This time Ryan's with me.
Yeah, great thumbnail of choice.
Yeah, we were building one of Ryan's decks here, one of his favorites.
So brief history. This is a deck that's been pretty close to my heart. I've used it basically since it came out in Shining Victories. It's pure Lunalights, going second Lunalights, not the combo decks that sort of came out last year
that got this thing banned.
Arguably, it pretty much got Tiger banned. We're gonna stick to our roots here and keep it focused on an OTK deck, OTK style. But we're using a lot of new cards, and so it's gonna be a treat. So I'll go down the list, starting with the Lunalight stuff, and we'll fill in the black. So 2 Lunalight Black Sheep.
All right, so this is one people probably didn't see with all the
not too familiar with. You discard it to search Polymerization, so that's really cool in of itself. But when it's used as material for a fusion monster, you get to recycle one of your Lunalights, so added utility there.
Yeah.
Next, we have 1 Lunalight Blue Cat.
All right, and then this one, I know if it's destroyed, it summons a Lunalight, and then also it can boost attack or something?
Yeah, when you special summon it, you target a Lunalight monster and double its attack. Again, OTK stuff. There's actually some synergy thanks to some new product that we're going to get into.
And that seems like a good one because you don't really want to open a bunch of them.
No, not
at
all.
It has no real way to special summon itself.
Yeah, so by added convenience, you can kind of search it and find your way out of a lot of interesting situations. But after that, we got Lunalight Crimson Fox at 1.
Yep, she's up here, I think.
Yep. Again, shoutouts to the Wikipedia app for being in alphabetical order. So this one also is an OTK piece, because once you use it as fusion material, you can target an opponent's monster and reduce its attack to 0.
Which and it actually has a
graveyard effect. If you target it, or if you target a Lunalight monster, your opponent, you can banish it, and both players gain 1,000. Not sure why they'd want you to gain 1,000, but I guess...
And you negate the activation player. So that's
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. I mean, I know the one you want to make can't be targeted anyways, so...
Right. Yeah, a lot of the bigger monsters can't be targeted in any case. So.
Yeah.
After that, we're dealing with 2 Emerald Bird.
And down here.
Yep. Pitch a Lunalight card, or send one. It's part of the same effect.
And then you just draw a card.
Right.
Yep.
Good combo with the other new card from Sisters of the Rose.
And then it summons something back too, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
it's used as material, right? Or sent to graveyard.
By a card effect.
The older Lunalights, they originally just said, if it's used as material. But I guess they kind of strengthened them. They gave them a little bit of a buff. So the newer monsters just have to be sent to grave by a card effect. Yep. Which gives us synergy with the next one. We'll just do this one next because they kind of go together. 2 Yellow Martin. So you normal this one. You normal Emerald Bird. You want to pitch Yellow Martin in order to not only draw a card, but because it was sent by a card effect, it also triggers Yellow Martins.
Yep, because funny enough, Lunalight Emerald Bird, it does not send for cost.
Right.
So therefore it's a card
all the same effect, right. It was just obviously very nice.
And then this has another effect, right? Isn't it? Isn't there another effect that was pretty good?
We still get to make use of it, which is good.
Because you still have this pendulum monster.
Sure.
If you really want to.
And if you really had to bounce something else, it's there for you.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure that doesn't really need much explaining. So we're going to move on to 3 Kaleidochick. This was another staple that I'm glad they imported when Circuit Break came out. Unfortunately, it didn't get ultra rare treatment until Battles of Legend, but this one actually involves...
This one's really important.
This one has layers.
And it's pretty important.
So Kaleidochick has an interesting stigma where when she is summoned, you can activate the effect where you can send a Lunalight monster from not only your deck, but your extra deck.
And her name becomes it.
And her name's because... But the interesting thing is right there is that's cost. So at this point, you can't ash it. You can't do other things that involve it.
Which on one end's good.
Right.
But on the other end, it's not good because it doesn't trigger...
It won't trigger the effects of the graveyard, but it's come in handy because, for one, it has a way of testing your opponent's knowledge, right? Because they're going to think, oh my gosh, why is he just reaching for his deck?
Yeah, in real life, you can scout and ash pretty easily.
Yeah, we don't try to support a lot of grime like that, but by your opponent's own devices, they may accidentally reveal something.
On YGO Pro, not going to happen. They'll probably just type in the thing. Why can't I ash?
We're on a virtual front here, and you know what? This card, when I played it in person before, obviously this became a huge combo deck. Not a lot of people were familiar with it and that aspect of it, so that was really interesting. But the reason why it needs to take the name of another Lunalight monster is because the bigger bosses are specifically named. And in a lot of situations, you want even the boss monsters in the grave for the Pendulum monster to fuse from field or grave. It's like an invocation. So the other thing that people don't really see happen a lot is when you use it as fusion material or it's sent to grave by a card effect.
Or banished.
Yeah, you can target a polymerization in your graveyard if you're running it, and add it back to your hand.
Oh, that effect.
No, the banish effect is also good, obviously, because that turn your opponent's cards and effects can't be activated in the battle phase.
So you can't get mirror forced
Right.
or something weird like that.
Yeah. So the cool in the new product is that they also have a mechanic where they banish. So that's also kind of cool. But anyway,
It's not once per turn either.
it is not once per turn.
Or not a hard once per turn, at least.
Yeah. So you want to hit that.
So if you get multiple of them on field, you can keep doing it.
Yes. So they will definitely stack in that.
Speaking
respect.
of fusion summoning, we've got Lunalight.
We got the one.
here.
There were 3 Lunalight Wolf in this deck. This is
This is your main way to fuse, right?
primarily
Mostly,
because it searches. Now the cool thing about this, unfortunately, we're not running an equivalent scale anymore because, as we know, Lunalight Tiger is banned. This is now more strictly a bare bones, gritty, get down and dirty, fusion summon, kill kind of thing. It's basically invocation for Lunalights. You get a banish from your field or grave. Not both players' grave, obviously. And it's not hard once per turn. So if you manage to bounce it and you need a fusion summon again, well, guess what? You can do that.
And it actually has a monster effect, which
Yeah,
might come up.
We might need to make it come up if we don't get a Pentastag out, right? It gives all of your Lunalights piercing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Next down the list, we have 2 Lunalight Purple Butterfly.
Now this one also is not usually
Not
used.
very commonly used whatsoever. So you send it from hand or field to graveyard, target a Lunalight monster, and give it 1,000 attack, which is nice. But for the purposes of this deck, we're going to be using its graveyard effect. And that is, you can banish it from your graveyard to special summon a Lunalight from hand. So this comes in handy with the synergy that we see with Blue Cat, as it can help double the attack if you're a Lunalight monster, do a bunch of other things.
And there might be a few things
you'll
later
see
on
it.
in the deck profile that get this.
We're going to get to it right
easy.
now. It's Tribrigade Fractal. He's a new boy. Probably the only male monster member of the actual deck. He kind of looks like a weird centaur kind of deal.
If it would.
Yeah, they put a hyphen at all the Tribrigades now.
Where is he?
Oh, that's oh my gosh.
What's his other name?
Fractal, F-R-A-K. Oh, this is bad. We gotta find some American names here.
We're gonna pause real quick.
Okay, sorry. A little.
All right, we're
hiccup
back.
there.
We found him. We got it to work.
So yeah, they haven't changed the localization for the names yet. But Tribrigade Fractal, we want 2 of these.
Now, what does he do?
So when you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to send a level 3 or lower beast, beast warrior, or winged beast. In this case, we're just focusing on beast warriors from our deck to the graveyard. In addition to that, all Tribrigade monsters have this effect where you can banish any number of these monsters, beast, beast warrior, or winged beast, to summon a beast, beast warrior, or winged beast, a link monster from our extra deck. So again, this is some interesting, play that these 2 archetypes have together. So what we want to do, if we're really trying to set up, we can or pitch this, get the purple, what's it? Purple butterfly engraved. Then use some of that effects to get some additional summons and stuff. Just very minor but interesting synergy.
Or at the very least, you can maybe dump like a black sheep,
Exactly.
just to fill up Lunalight names.
Yeah,
for
or
fusion
any
summoning.
Lunalight, honestly.
Yeah.
Because Lunalights run a 3 of Monster Reborn in their deck, which is really cool. Which will come in handy later, and it's been a huge saving point for the deck.
Are there any other Tribrigades?
No, we're moving on to the spells and traps.
All right.
Well, we're gonna get to the extra deck later, but
All right.
3 Tenki, that's pretty much a staple.
You're playing Fire Fist?
3 Fossil Digs, because I'm onto this new bit where Fossil Dig is the new Rhoda, because it's far better.
You mean Foolish Burial?
No.
Oh, you mean Call?
Yeah,
Tenki.
no. Tenki is a
I was about to say, what deck are you
Tenki
playing?
and Rhoda are both Fossil Digs, because at this point we got to give recognition where it's due.
I'm
right?
okay with that.
Yeah, 3 Foolish Burial Goods. I was really on the fence about this, but you really got to see the spells engraved.
So this is important, just because it's sent. Once we get to them, a lot of their spells and traps, the Lunalight monsters or Lunalight cards have a lot of spell and traps that do
Yes.
stuff engraved.
Namely, their trap, which is only useful through the
Are we
graveyard.
running regular Foolish Burial?
I thought about it. We don't need it, honestly, at this point.
Ooh, all right.
I made room for a few other things. This is tentative. This is all subjective. You guys can do whatever you want. 2 Forbidden Droplet. This one's kind of a wild card. Because it's also had its downsides, if we're honest. You know, there's a...
But in theory, you could just send like one Lunalight monster and then like a bunch of the spells
If
and
we,
traps.
let's say we send 2 Lunalight monsters to negate 2 monsters, right? And we still have Perfume and Wolf. Or even just Perfume, we could still get off a fusion summon.
Or even just sending Perfume.
Right, and with all the monsters negated and at half attack, that's exactly what Lunalights want, right?
So I feel like this is a pretty good card.
Yeah, 2 Lightning Storm.
And you have like tankies. You could like activate the tanky and then just like dump it later.
Right, send the tanky, yeah, so we're not losing too much advantage here.
Now Lightning Storm just because you don't want to deal with back row.
Exactly, we need to fight back row. After that, 3 Lunalight Perfume. It's not one word, so we can't search it through conventional methods.
Yeah, so just so you all know, this is technically not a Lunalight card.
Yeah.
It's a Luna Light.
I think in Japan it was just called Moonlit Perfume or something.
Yeah.
So...
As you notice, they're all one word. This isn't.
Right. 2 Lunalight Fusion that we can search for.
Now, this is almost like Shaddoll Fusion.
Yeah, so the thing that to keep in mind with Lunalight Fusion is that if your opponent controls something summoned from the extra deck, you can use 1 monster from the deck or extra deck as material. So, with our friend Kaleido Chick, she will dump and change names, right? If we can get her on field. So that bypasses a lot of like the restrictions.
Needing the extra deck.
And then we can also, which allows us to use this from deck to lower the attack.
Yeah, or like Emerald Bird or Yellow Martin to search.
So that's the idea, right?
Yeah.
2 Polymerization, vanilla Polymerization, because 2 ways to search for it, but it's not bad to draw either. So that's why I'm okay with 2. Ooh, let's do the alternate art. Separate serial number. Yeah, fun fact about this card. These are actually technically 2 cards, but because they have the same name. Just a little fun fact, Yu-Gi-Oh! History. Different serial numbers, same card. It's 3 Desires. This deck actually works surprisingly well with Desires because of how much of the same monster we typically see. 1 Super Poly. That's going to come more like in favor of us getting Verte plays off.
It's nice to have the option.
And fight it. And then 1 Lunalight Serenade Dance. Very important.
Is this also a Lunalight?
Yes, you have to be able to search for this thing. Yeah, they only put that nerf contention on the other one. So, extra deck. We have 2 Cat Dancers. This is a very lesser known card. It's the simple 2 Lunalight Vanilla.
So this is the easiest to fusion summon.
Right. I call it Vanilla because it's just the most basic out of all of the fusion monsters.
Now, what does it do exactly?
So, its only thing... does 2 things, really, that we need to keep in mind. It can't be destroyed by battle, which is cool, I guess. And you contribute a Lunalight monster in order to gain its attack over everything effect that all of the other Lunalight monsters get to have, right? Except for Saber Dancer. But the other thing is, when this card attacks, and this is where it becomes more of a math game, you do inflict 100 damage to your opponent for an additional, I guess,
every time.
Every time you declare an attack. Very simple.
So they can add up.
It does add up pretty quick. But the other thing with OTK Lunalights that I've experienced in running them is that you actually kill more with the next monster, Panther Dancer. This one's actually pretty unique in that it can't be destroyed by card effects. So they all get a different form of protection, right?
Now, and this one takes a Cat Dancer, which we just saw, plus a Luna. So this is where Kaleido Chick can come in.
So when
instead of actually having to make this thing.
Right. So when you have proper fusion materials required, it's also good to dump when you banish with Wolf to get 2 out, which is why we're running multiples of these. So yeah, you can change the name, become Cat Dancer on field, banish the one you dumped. It's just more to work with. So Panther Dancer can't be destroyed by card effects, which is fine. It would have been nice for it to have the same protection that Cat Dancer had in a lot of situations, but this is where we see the hallmark Lunalight like attack kind of thing, where you activate its effect, and for the rest of the turn, the first time each monster your opponent controls would be destroyed by battle, they aren't. So that means you basically get to attack everything twice.
Yep, that's kind of the staple Lunalight thing.
And it attacks So the other cool thing is when it destroys something by battle, you gain 200 attack. So this is actually the chief OTK machine for the deck, more so even than the bigger boss.
So like, for example, say they have a monster with 1,000 attack. You attack it, you do 18.
Right.
But no, you get...
yeah, it would be 18.
Yeah, 18. And then it gets to attack it again. That's another 18.
So that's 36 already.
And then it's going to go up to 3,000.
Exactly.
And so if there's another monster on field...
You roughly only need 2 monsters, typically, to get...
And if you've dropleted them and they're all half, that makes it even easier.
It'll catch some people off guard, if we're honest. 1 Leo Dancer. This is the even bigger one.
This is what you like to call...
This is what we call Big Mama Haas here at our locals. it requires Panther Dancer plus 2 Lunalight monsters, so it's a little bit more demanding to summon. And you kind of actually, if anything, you could sit on this because it's a bigger boss. You have to like Boral load it or Boral sword it to
And
get
this is
over
one
it.
of the ones that can't be targeted.
This one is protected from targeting and destruction, which is cool.
So they have to beat over it.
Right.
Or non-target.
Banish or something,
Yeah,
right.
banish.
So that is useful as well, but we're only running one because we kind of only see it in a last case scenario in which other things didn't quite work. You know?
And it's a little weird, the materials.
Yeah,
Cryochick helps, I would think.
yes, because you just dump the Panther Dancer.
Yeah.
And so, but at the end of the day, you will need
It still takes 3 though. Which
yes.
sometimes is hard.
But with the right setup, Verte plus this, you could be in business.
And now she's the one that she attacks. She can make a second attack during each battle phase.
Yes. And every time you destroy something by battle,
she destroys all special summon monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
So she can go destroy something, blow everything up, then like attack directly.
Yep, exactly. After that, we have the one of new product, Saber Dancer. Well, not as new anymore. Came out in Sisters of the Rose. This one requires 3 Lunalight monsters. So
But it's generic.
It's more generic, yeah. Gains 200 attack for each beast warrior that is banished or in the graves. Again, Tribrigades also like to banish, right?
So we could make this thing pretty big.
We could. And actually, this card came in handy. I'm going to tell you right now. It came very clutch against Sky Strikers specifically, because they can't be targeted. This one specifically was stronger and was able to get through, circumvent a lot of what Sky Strikers did when they were at full power. So shoutouts to this card. I actually won in time against our friend B, thanks to this card. Yeah, he was kind of he was a little bit in the corner, and it just felt like one of those like anime moments where you debut the new monster and stuff. So that was cool. Other than that, we're moving on from outside of the Lunalight stuff. We have one Starving Venom for generic Super Poly target.
And also, Verte can change something to dark. So
right,
it's almost like Spot. Which art would you like?
I like the vanilla artwork best.
All right,
yeah.
me too.
Then we got one Boral Sword for, again, added kill potential. How big is this actually? Let me make sure we're not going over 3, 4, 5.
You can always cut something.
8. Okay, we have more room. So, after that, we have the Verte.
Now, this is very important. Another new good support card.
Get your dual overload before.
It can send the Super Poly. It can send the Lunalight Fusion. It can send
Poly.
just the Poly. And it's just a generic link too. So like you can turn any two Lunalights into a fusion spell.
Any two monsters, any two effect monsters, you know. So after that, this is where it gets pretty interesting. We're adding 2 of the new generic Link 2 Tribrigade. I don't know exactly what it's going to be named or what it was named in Japan, so we're going to have to look for it.
Now this is the one.
There she is. Yep.
2 of her, right?
This is a future Starlight Rare. I'm calling it. Yeah, we're running 2 of these. So the cool thing about this one, when you link it away or when it's sent to grave, you get to draw a card and then place 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck.
So that could help you kind of get maybe some of your, like if you draw extra Foolish Burial
exactly.
Goods.
Yeah. And that's its basic primary purpose for this. And you can also summon a level 4 lower beast warrior from hand, which can come in handy, you know.
Yeah. Which can be, what's her name, right? Blue Cat?
Yeah, we could even do a blue cat. We could do whatever, have you. After fusion summoning. After that, we're running one of the new Link 4, Tribrigade, Shurig.
Ooh, yep.
This is the Link 4.
Yeah, Wicked Wings or whatever. I don't know if that's going to be his actual name.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Actually, I think that is the new name because this one is... No, it's called Shurig the Ominous Omen.
Oh, okay. So he takes 2+ Beast Warrior, and or Wing Beast, much like her. You can get him out with the Tribrigade monster itself without having to actually link summon.
That may come in handy, honestly.
Yeah. So now, what does he do?
So, if this card is sent to the graveyard, again, this is when they go away, actually. You can add 1 Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast monster from your deck to your hand whose level is less than or equal to the number of banished Beast Warrior, and Wing Beast monsters. So, you can link up into this, make your fusion monster, then potentially go into Anaconda after you've banished.
With him.
To search. Again, we might search for Cat Dancer. We might search for whatever we need to really finish off the combo.
And
add that extra punch.
And he actually has another effect, too, which could come in handy.
Oh, yeah. You can banish 1 card in the field when it's link summoned. Sorry, yeah.
Special summon.
Special summon.
Yeah, so so this is primarily going second deck.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into that line where you make him first, that's a free thing you can get rid of, so that's nice.
Yeah. So really just great all-around support. 3 extra spaces. We're going to add 1 Pentastag. We're going to add 1 Nightmare Phoenix.
Nightmares are good.
Yep.
Do you want to add Dugaris?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we're going to want Dugaris, honestly.
Memories of the Dino
We're not really trying too much in this main deck to go first. You'd probably want to side in some Xyz monsters or something else like.
Or even like you could even put the Wind Barrier and the the
Samord
Link and stuff.
Generic stuff.
If you really want to go first option.
Yeah, if you want to be a degenerate.
You could throw a few more Tribrigades into.
Yeah. So you can really try to blend some things in. Yeah, the main deck doesn't really do... Because this is only Beast Warrior.
Yeah.
And this is like Beast Warrior OTK, so there wasn't too much in the main deck that Tribrigades could do. But for what we have here, it's actually really solid. Yep. So anyway, that's the deck.
Yeah.
Check it out. See how it works for yourselves. Brick.
Yeah.
Run into some interesting experiences.
You will see it at some point in a Scoop
future
Phase
episodes,
episode. Yeah. Ryan, do you have any suggestions of other cards they could maybe think of?
Yeah, when you're going first, you actually can bring out Rank Force pretty easily. So if you're playing against a special summon heavy deck, you add the Abyss Dweller.
You can do Abyss Dweller.
You can add Evil Storm Nightmare since these are all darks, minus the Tribrigade monster. This came in handy against Cyber Dragons a lot.
Yeah, you could even do even Baguska if you really want to.
Just think of any like toolbox rank 4.
Yeah, Tornado Dragon.
Yeah, as much as Selena from the show hated the Xyz dimension, her monsters end up doing a lot Xyz summoning.
Yeah,
if
so
possible.
just that, and then like we said, the Samorg.
Right, Samorg. You can show them that engine real quick.
Yeah. You could do the Samorg Link, and if you didn't, you could do either the Wind Barrier.
Yeah, I was too stubborn of a purist to run this stuff.
Yeah, but if you didn't want to be a degenerate, you could even just throw in Apex Avian instead.
True, because it'll bring it out.
Just one,
right?
And bring them out. That would require, I think, more Tri-Brigades.
Yeah, it's rough when you can't pendulum summon, and in any case, you can only pendulum summon Lunalights with the scales. So.
Yeah, but yeah, so like you'd probably want to throw more of the actual Tri-Brigade monsters in for this stuff, but you could have an option going first if you really needed to.
As far as you could run any going first engine that you want. You can even, if your opponent really persists on trying to go first, you can even side in other stuff like your Lancias.
Yeah, and then like one thing that I like to do with dinosaurs a lot, which is also another going second deck, is if in your side deck, if you think they're going to make you go first, you can always just side in just the artifacts.
Yes, 100%. Get some Sanctums in there.
Yeah, even maybe play a Tornado Dragon in case you draw the site.
Because there's nothing more that, an OTK deck would want than for their opponent to not be summoning from the X deck if they need.
Yeah, and like and like we said, this deck can make rank 4s really easily, so even if you draw the scythe, just make a Tornado Dragon and just pop your own scythe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's
roughly the idea, right?
So hopefully you guys will see this soon on
comment, rate, subscribe.
Yeah. All that stuff. I think we have intros and outros now. So
yeah, we're gonna
we don't have to worry about saying. We don't have to worry about plugging stuff as much.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. We're scooping now.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Goodbye, everyone.